Number 1. Volvo P1800 Cyan. Hey everyone, welcome back. So let's talk about one of the coolest retro modern revivals we're seeing right now, the 2026 Volvo P1800 Cyan. If you're even remotely into classic cars, this one hits different. The original P1800 was already a design icon, but Cyan has taken that timeless shape and turned it into something that feels alive in 2026. It still has that long hood, clean curves, and unmistakable silhouette. But now everything looks tighter, wider, and more purposeful. It's classic Volvo elegance with a serious edge. Before we go any further, if you love rare cars, modern revivals, and future performance machines like this, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps out, and you won't miss what's coming next. Alright, back to this beauty. What really makes the 2026 P1800 Cyan special is how it blends old-school character with modern performance thinking. There's strong talk around a hybrid-assisted setup, not to make it boring or overly efficient, but to sharpen response and give smoother, more instant power. The idea here isn't silent cruising. It's enhancing the driving feel while keeping things forward-looking. It still feels raw and mechanical, just more refined and more capable than the classics ever were. Now, this isn't an off-road vehicle in the traditional sense, but Cyan is known for tuning cars that feel confident on imperfect roads. Improved suspension tuning, wider tires, and modern stability systems mean this thing should feel planted even on rough pavement or uneven back roads. It's less about trails and more about confidence, being able to drive hard, anywhere, without feeling fragile. Inside, the updates are subtle but meaningful. You're not stepping into a touchscreen overload. Instead, you get a clean, driver-focused cabin that respects the original design while quietly integrating modern tech. Better materials, supportive seats, and just enough digital functionality to make it livable in 2026 without killing the soul. It feels handcrafted, intentional, and refreshingly different from most new cars. Pricing is definitely not for the faint of heart. Like previous Cyan builds, the 2026 P1800 Cyan is expected to sit deep in the six-figure range, reflecting its limited production, craftsmanship, and performance focus. This isn't a mass-market car. It's for collectors and enthusiasts who want something truly special. When you compare it to the original P1800, the philosophy stays the same, but everything else evolves. The classic car was about style and smoothness. The 2026 version is about engagement, precision, and emotion. It doesn't replace the legend, it reinterprets it for people who actually want to drive. Number 2. Honda CR-V. Let's talk about a vehicle that quietly dominates the compact SUV world year after year, the 2026 Honda CR-V. This is one of those cars everyone knows, everyone trusts, and somehow Honda keeps finding ways to make it better without messing up what already works. The 2026 version doesn't try to reinvent the CR-V, but it does refine it in ways that really matter. Right away, the design feels a little more confident. The CR-V already looks clean and modern, but the 2026 model leans into that with sharper lighting, slightly tougher styling details, and a stance that feels more SUV-like than ever. It's still friendly and approachable, but now it looks more planted on the road, like it knows exactly what it's good at. One of the biggest reasons people keep coming back to the CR-V is the hybrid option, and that continues to be a huge highlight for 2026. Honda has really nailed the balance here. It's smooth, quiet, and efficient without feeling slow or dull. Around town, it feels effortless, and on longer drives, it just settles in and does its thing. If you want great fuel economy without changing how you drive, this hybrid setup just makes sense. Now, while the CR-V isn't pretending to be an off-road machine, Honda's made sure it's more capable than people give it credit for. With available all-wheel drive, improved traction systems, and a comfortable suspension setup, it handles snow, rain, dirt roads, and rough pavement with confidence. It's the kind of capability that fits real life, road trips, camping weekends, bad weather, without overdoing it. Inside, the 2026 CR-V continues Honda's recent interior glow-up. Everything feels more open, more organized, and easier to use. The screens are clearer, the controls make sense, and the materials feel nicer where it counts. It's not flashy, but it's thoughtful, and that's what makes it so comfortable to live with every single day. Pricing is expected to stay right where the CR-V shines. Honda knows this SUV's audience, and the 2026 model should remain competitively priced, especially considering how much value it delivers. Between reliability, efficiency, and strong resale value, it's still one of the safest buys in the segment. When you compare the 2026 CR-V to older models, the evolution is obvious. Earlier versions were practical but plain. This one feels more refined, more confident, and more in tune with what modern drivers want. It's still dependable to its core, but now it's more enjoyable, more efficient, and more polished. Number 3. Toyota RAV4. Let's talk about one of the biggest names in the SUV world, the 2026 Toyota RAV4. This is a vehicle that's been at the top of the compact SUV game for years, and Toyota clearly isn't slowing down. The 2026 version is shaping up to be more refined, more capable, and even smarter, while still sticking to the formula that made the RAV4 such a massive success in the first place. Starting with the design, the RAV4 continues to lean into that rugged, outdoorsy look that people love. The 2026 model is expected to sharpen things up with updated lighting, cleaner body lines, and small tweaks that make it look tougher without going overboard. It still feels adventurous and ready for a weekend escape, but polished enough that it doesn't look out of place in a city parking lot. The hybrid option is where the RAV4 really shines, and that continues to be a major focus for 2026. Toyota has basically made the RAV4 hybrid a fan favorite, and for good reason. It delivers smooth power, great fuel economy, and that quiet, effortless feel that makes everyday driving more relaxing. Whether you're commuting, road tripping, or just running errands, the hybrid setup fits seamlessly into real life. If you're the type who actually leaves the pavement, the RAV4 still has you covered. Certain trims are expected to keep their off-road inspired features, giving you extra confidence on dirt roads, snowy trails, or uneven terrain. It's not a hardcore off-roader, but it's absolutely capable enough for camping trips, outdoor adventures, and rough weather without breaking a sweat. Inside, the 2026 RAV4 should feel more modern and more comfortable than ever. Toyota has been steadily improving interiors, and this one is expected to get cleaner screens, better materials, and a layout that just makes sense. Everything is easy to reach, easy to use, and designed with everyday comfort in mind. It's a space that feels practical, but not boring. When it comes to pricing, Toyota is expected to keep the RAV4 right where buyers want it, competitive and accessible for the segment. With strong resale value, proven reliability, and hybrid efficiency, it continues to offer a lot of value for the money, even as features and tech improve. Looking back at older RAV4 models, the evolution is pretty clear. Early generations were simple and functional, while recent versions have leaned more into style, efficiency, and capability. The 2026 RAV4 feels like the most balanced version yet, combining toughness, comfort, and efficiency into one well-rounded package. Number 4. Toyota Corolla Cross. Let's talk about a compact SUV that keeps quietly getting better every year. The 2026 Toyota Corolla Cross. This is one of those vehicles that doesn't chase hype, but somehow ends up being exactly what a lot of people are looking for. Practical, efficient, comfortable. And now for 2026, even more refined and confident than before. From the outside, the Corolla Cross is expected to lean a little more into that modern Toyota SUV look. Nothing wild or over the top, but subtle updates that make it feel fresher and more grown up. The front end looks sharper, the lighting feels more modern, and the overall shape still strikes that perfect balance between small and useful. It's easy to park, easy to live with, but it no longer feels like an entry-level afterthought. One of the biggest reasons people love the Corolla Cross is the hybrid option, and that continues to be a standout for 2026. Toyota's hybrid system is smooth, quiet, and incredibly easy to live with. You get great fuel economy without having to change how you drive, and around town it feels effortless. It's especially appealing if you want SUV space, but don't want SUV fuel bills. Now, while this isn't an off-road monster, Toyota has made sure the Corolla Cross can handle more than just clean pavement. With available all-wheel drive, it's built for real-world conditions, Snowy mornings, rainy commutes, dirt roads, and weekend trips out of town. It's the kind of capability that adds confidence without trying to turn the car into something it's not. Inside, the 2026 Corolla Cross is expected to feel more modern and more comfortable. Toyota has been improving interiors across the lineup, and this one benefits from that. The layout is clean and easy to use, the screens are clearer, and the materials feel nicer where it matters. Everything is designed to make daily driving simple and stress-free, which honestly is what most people want. Pricing is another area where the Corolla Cross continues to shine. Toyota is expected to keep it affordable and competitive, especially compared to other compact SUVs that keep creeping up in price. When you factor in reliability, efficiency, and resale value, it makes a strong case for itself. Compared to earlier models, the 2026 version feels more polished and complete. The first Corolla Cross was all about being practical and efficient. Now it still does that, but with better styling, smoother performance, and a more refined overall experience. Number 5. Duesenberg Model J. Let's talk about something that sounds almost unreal. The 2026 Duesenberg Model J. Yeah, that Duesenberg. One of the most legendary names in American automotive history is rumored to be making a return. And if this revival happens the way it's being imagined, it's not just a comeback, it's a statement. This is about bringing old-school prestige into a modern world without losing the soul that made the original so iconic. The design alone is enough to stop you in your tracks. The new Model J is expected to take inspiration straight from the original's long, dramatic proportions, but reinterpret them with a modern edge. Think a commanding front end, elegant lighting, and a body that looks more like rolling sculpture than transportation. It's not flashy in a loud way. It's confident, refined, and unmistakably expensive. The kind of car that doesn't need badges to announce what it is. What really surprises people is what's expected under the hood. Instead of going fully electric or sticking to old-school power, the 2026 Model J is rumored to feature a hybrid setup designed around smooth, effortless performance. This isn't about racing from stoplights. It's about quiet strength, instant response, and cruising at speed without breaking a sweat. It fits perfectly with the Duesenberg philosophy, power that feels dignified, not aggressive. Now, this might sound strange for a luxury icon, but there's also talk of modern driving systems that give the new Model J more confidence on less than perfect roads. Not off-roading in the traditional sense, but the ability to handle gravel, uneven surfaces, or long estate driveways with ease. It's more about composure and versatility than adventure, which actually makes a lot of sense for this kind of car. Inside is where the Model J is expected to really shine. The cabin is imagined as a blend of handcrafted luxury and subtle modern tech. Rich materials, beautiful details, and a layout that feels timeless rather than trendy. Screens are there, but they're not the focus. The focus is comfort, craftsmanship, and creating a space that feels special every single time you sit inside. Pricing, of course, puts this car in a league of its own. The original Model J was one of the most expensive cars in the world, and the 2026 version is expected to carry that legacy forward with a price tag well into seven-figure territory. This isn't a car you cross-shop, it's a car you commission. Compared to the original Model J, the mission hasn't really changed. Back then, Duesenberg built cars to be the best, regardless of cost. The 2026 version simply translates that mindset into today's world with modern technology, refined performance, and contemporary luxury expectations.